you heard
needs to stay there.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Dawn of the new day. See, I mean, she's gonna go to New York, Shane. That's just a New York Post. Yeah. Well, for us San Antonio Spurs fans, Wednesday night was a beautiful thing. As we've got two new picks, and let's introduce them properly, Shane. Let's go with what we heard Wednesday night for the second pick for the San Antonio Spurs.
The 2025 NBA Draft. The San Antonio Spurs select Dylan Harper.
You got to love that. Dylan Harper from Rutgers University, which a key fact here with Dylan Harper. He's 19 years old. Avery, if you're listening, do better in life.
Hey, she's got time.
She does. She's got 2 years.
Okay.
2 years to do something. This is very true. But Dylan Harper coming here. Obviously, his mom went viral in good ways. She was so proud of him because here's the thing. She coached him from grade school all the way through high school, and he goes to Rutgers. He's the number 2 player in college. He could have played at Duke. He passed on playing at Duke. Obviously the guy that goes up to Dallas, Cooper Flagg, is, the number 1 pick. But I want to take this stat, Shane, and Shane, you tell me what kind of offensive firepower this guy's going to bring. 564 points last season. I was very high on that draft market this past Wednesday. I don't know how many times I said it. I think over under about 5 or 6 times. But 564 points last season. He's bringing some firepower to the San Antonio Spurs.
His best offensive attribute coming in is going to be when he has an open lane to the basket, he's going to take it, and he is really hard to stop. It's so quick with the ball.
Yeah, he is. And he's very, like I said this last week, his physical stature is just like Steph Castle. On this roster that is awesome. And you got to love this, Spurs fans, because I know a lot of you don't like the guy that used to wear number 2. Number 2 will be reused again.
Yes, good.
And I think that's almost like getting rid of an ex-girlfriend, is you're putting that jersey back on, right?
Shall I say the name? Do we miss Kawhi Leonard?
That's always debatable here on this show because he did help with the 2014 championship. But I like the fact that he's going to wear number 2 because I think for Spurs fans, that's also going to help us forget the old number 2.
Yeah.
But you'll never, never forget the original number 2 who wears no shorts every game.
Excuse
and that
me?
Is, of course, the Coyote.
The Coyote.
That is the grateful Coyote.
Okay, there we go.
He doesn't wear pants.
There we go.
Does anybody catch that?
No, I just
He's
realized
never
that.
worn pants. Yeah, but it's the Coyote. He's crazy.
But,
But,
I'll never look at the Coyote the same anymore. Like, wow.
Yeah, and yesterday we actually had a chance to hear from Dylan Harper as he was introduced to the fans and everything. One of the clips I want to play for you is how grateful he is to be a San Antonio Spur.
To be in this position with such a great organization, growing up, these are one of the teams you always want to play for, and just seeing their dynasty and just keep wanting to build on them banners, like you just said, and want to add it.
And you got to love what he just said. Add a few more. Because yesterday he also said the Spurs will be in the playoffs next season.
Ooh.
So let me ask you, are the Spurs back in playoff contention?
It's hard to say that they're not going to be because they've got such a good young team coming up. They're going to build together so well, I think. And I feel like it's time for them to get back together. And I think they're going to do it. And look, just because I'm a Mavs fan does not mean I'm not rooting for the Spurs. I'm really excited that they are. I mean, look at the draft picks.
Yeah, if looks could kill on the radio right now, she got the side eye from me about you better be nice. No, but Shane, I got to ask you because we don't really hear that from the Spurs, right? We don't really hear the last time we kind of heard something like that was back in, you remember, 2014 when Tim Duncan said we still have to finish the job, and that was in the Western Conference Finals before they faced Miami and beat them off in 5 games. pause on that soundbite. But anyways, sorry, it's a Sunday morning show. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, God. But it made sense. But to hear a guarantee, that kind of gets you hyped up, doesn't it, Shane?
Yeah, I mean,
Team that you compared to the same building blocks of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Thunder were the youngest team to win the championship in like what 50 years.
Mm-hmm. Second youngest.
About 9 to 10 man deep rotation on the bench.
Well, and it's all what Brian Wright wants to do with this team, right? Because we all did see that. We all saw that with Oklahoma City winning the championship. They interviewed Sam Presti a week ago, and they just asked him, and he was just in complete shock. He was like, I knew this was coming. I didn't think it was coming this fast. And so when you see that kind of in the atmosphere, and Shane said it, last year alone, right? We don't have the new age average of the Spurs, but last year alone, the average age of the San Antonio Spurs, 24.2. I could tell you 3 years ago, it was like 35 and AARP-ish, right? Right. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, right. But you had this change, right? But here's another thing that Dylan said yesterday, too. He talked about how it's still that family atmosphere with all the old vets still around.
That's awesome.
Family atmosphere, just the loyalty they bring in, just how everyone's
Live
connected
radio.
from the organization from 20 years to now. Like yesterday, I'm working out and I randomly see Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, and Manu Ginobili. Like that's not something you'll see in any other organization. So just the family, just the loyalty, and just how everyone treats.
I mean, you got to imagine this 19-year-old kid out there working out in the gym. Here comes Tim Duncan. He's won 5 championships. And here comes Manu Ginobili. He's won 4. And then here comes the all-time greatest coach in the world, Popovich, who knows about you, a.k.a. El Jefe. And that's the atmosphere that we're bringing Dylan Harper into. And it fits Dylan Harper because we know that he is a family guy.
Very much so.
I'm excited for him. Trudy, what do you think that Dylan Harper can bring to the Spurs?
I am excited. I know that he's coming in with a great, positive attitude. Obviously, he's got that family base, like you said. A little known fact on Dylan Harper: did you know that he did sign language?
No,
like he's a professional sign language.
Right?
Yeah. He grew up with his grandparents.
Is it Carter? No. You know who? What?
Oh,
it's
wait.
Ron Harper is your key fact. That's
sorry.
Harper.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
You gave away the secret.
Sorry. Don't.
Look at this. But no, with Dylan Harper, I think he's automatically a starter, right, Shane? Yes. Judge me. Right. No. Because remember, positionless basketball, right? That's what we're getting into because Oklahoma City was that way, right? And so we see this transitioning in the basketball world. It's not a 5-man position basketball, right? We don't have power forward, center, shooting forward, shooting guard, point guard. We don't have that anymore. No, you don't. Because I'm going to tell you this. Heck yeah, I am. Because you know why? I've got this guy, he went over to China this past, a couple weeks ago. He was in France. And by the way, he called Dylan Harper and said, "Hey, I'm Victor." Really? You need that on FaceTime? And so you got Victor Wembanyama, right? Now, we haven't done anything with, the veteran that we have, Harrison Barnes, right? He's still part of our community and part of our team. So I like that, right? You got Castle. Let's not forget De'Aaron Fox. So who do you put in your 5 now? Could you put Sohan? Because we didn't get a big guy. Okay. So I don't want to just, say that we got one great pick. I want to move on to the guy that fell in just the right spot for the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday night. Take a listen.
25 NBA draft. The San Antonio Spurs select Carter Bryant from the University of Arizona.
You gotta love that because Sean Elliott did a backflip. I've never seen the man do a backflip before, but he did a backflip because obviously he's a former Arizona Wildcat. We get a steal with Carter Bryant. Now, he did fall. He was a projected top 10. He did fall down into the top 15, but you couldn't fall into a better organization with Carter Bryant. And Shane, I want to start with you. Is this a steal for the San Antonio Spurs?
It's because you saw all the mock drafts, him going 8, 9, 10, almost a near consensus top 10 pick. So the value alone makes him a steal. His first year going in, and you talked about this on the show also, Bill, on the draft show. He's going to be so key on defense, covering the wing for the Spurs, something they struggled with last year.
Yes. And he's quick. And the thing about him, too, and I have to say this, Trudy, is my daughter, God bless her, she's 14 years old. As soon as she heard about Carter Bryant, she was like, hey, Dad, that's a baddie.
A baddie. There you go.
Apparently, we got a new boyfriend.
There's another one now.
His name's Carter Bryant. Hey, you know, from this standpoint, the Spurs have gotten towards where this is happening, all right? Because Castle's a baddie. You know, this is kind of weird. The Spurs are probably going to call me and be like, what does this mean? I'll be like, oh, he's bad. You know, like he's good, you know. So yesterday, too, as well, with Carter Bryant, he was able to tell us about how fun it's going to be playing for this Spurs dynasty.
For the rest of my childhood, and obviously you had a lot of great franchises that came afterwards, but they were kind of the start of it. But for me to be in the position to get selected by them and being able to continue the legacy of what those before me brought.
It's a beautiful thing indeed to have Carter Bryant as a San Antonio Spur. And I got to give him credit because I'm going to buy the jersey. That's my number 11.
Number 11.
I'm all about it. So I've got it, and it's just, I think he's a steal. I know that there's been takes that people say that he's going to play in Austin a lot. I don't see that happening. I feel that he is a steal of the draft. I feel that he is going to bring that defensive edginess to the Spurs. But you also have to look at Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. You got Sohan, and you've got, you know, Steph Castle. You got De'Aaron Fox. These guys, and why I mentioned them, Wemby needs the backup.
He does.
Wemby, yes, he's gained 30 pounds. But at the same time, it's almost like in the WNBA where they go after Caitlin Clark, right? They're going to come after Wemby. You've got to have these edgy players. And I just see a new attitude with the Spurs. Now, Trudy, I got to ask you, because from the outside, you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, right? Mm-hmm. When you saw the Spurs back in the golden era, that's what I call it, with Duncan, were they frustrating, right? But they were boring, right? You can say it.
They didn't get excited much. They didn't do too much other than, you know, play good ball. But yes.
Do you feel now that the San Antonio Spurs have some spark?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to this season?
I am. And, you know, I told somebody, I can't remember, but I'm actually excited for this season I'm going to be watching the Spurs.
I know. October. Shane, are you excited for what we got? Get used to it, people. He jumped me real quick in San Antonio. Yeah, me too. And coming up after the break, I want to get back into what also reignited after Wednesday, and that's called the Texas Triangle of the NBA. More on that next on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.
Our Iheart Radio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back.
Okay, guys, let me see. Hi, Michael. Hi, Balmas. Hi, guys. How long was that? 15. Oh, you do a 14?
Yeah, it's going to be so 3.5 minutes though.
Hi, Cam. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm here with my friend Dylan.
Hi.
Say hi to the camera.
Oh, hi. I forget. I'm like, I forget.
More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster,
and guess who else I have over here? Good old Sandoval's here.
So whatever your customers
and Shane just walked in.
Hi.
comedy,
What's up?
culture, You'll hear your message.
28 right there, right?
It's only iHeart.
Is this what I want to?
That's not our spots.
Okay.
I'll only look at this.
Okay.
That's what we care about. That's
Where
where
am I look? What's my next time? So I can look at you and. So I want to go what?
So let's see,
28?
We're going 5 minutes in. So
Right.
So between 29 and 31 is going to be fine.
29 to 31. Okay. The
And then
next one.
The second one, we'll call that one 44 to 46.
44 to 46.
Yeah, just because remember, at the top of the hour, we don't need to go hard out. But let's try and be out at the top sometime between 58 and 01.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just give me the hard time at the first hour?
That's fine.
All right. So that's all I need on these because now I can keep my time for the first hour. Second.
Yeah, in the second hour, I'll give you the actual hard time.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll pull us in, and then I'll come in right here.
Okay.
Can you hear the door on the live stream, or does it matter?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your
He said, ask Ricky if the Spurs have 8 primetime games.
Oh.
I think we have like 42,
Get matched, sleep at
maybe. No, wait. They haven't even released the schedule
We
yet.
had 24 national games last year, right?
We're gonna have more than that this year.
Okay. Especially after talking
I
about it.
just don't want Christmas Day in New York at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined my Christmas.
Did that happen to you?
Well, that's what they played.
That's when they were on Disney, and so I had to watch the whole
That was the one.
damn game on Disney
Ew.
as they were Toy Stories.
Yes.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But I was giving Bill the commentary. It's like, maybe just dunked on Goofy.
I think Disney saw
No Ricky
a
Bobby
couple
today.
people and they're like, hey, we can do this even better. We can have all our
But
cartoons
Jerry-
like football and basketball.
He says hi. Hi.
And so much more. Plus, on a new
The problem
episode
is,
of the
if you don't have a
podcast,
login over here, I can't
Bobby
see how much time we
billionaire
got.
Mark Cuban.
So I'm
They
just gonna-
dive
A
into
minute?
why he's leaving
No, again, that's the OAI. That's OAI stuff.
I got you.
Only pay attention to that.
Okay,
That's all
got
you need to worry about.
Oh, this isn't us. Okay.
That's just
You can run it, just put me back. I love them.
Open the free iHeart app
That's
and
the fourth
explore
time that's been
podcasts like
said.
this.
I love it.
Should be a shot after every time we say it. Because I'm thinking, okay, look at the clock. But then he's like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
right. It's WOAI. He's like, just pay attention to it. I'm like, okay.
But they never made it.
This podcast is so.
The two
Depressing.
were never seen again.
They were never seen again. They died.
It sounds like a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ricky Bobby says
Was it an
hello.
accident, or were they murder?
No one had a motive.
It's
The
Ricky.
same question
It's
If
Ricky.
you're not first, you're last.
It's-
The FBI called it murder for hire.
Ah.
Shake and bake.
LeBron James opting to 52.6 million.
Who said that?
Right there, breaking news.
Oh.
But which victim was the intended
Rick
target?
from
and
Ken talking
why?
to each other now.
The stuff on
Yeah,
the
like good old
fired for
LeBron.
Danielle.
Hey, give me the breaking news when we come back. I got some breaking news.
No one was looking to kill.
Oh wait, after I pause the music down, you may play it right away or wait for you to say breaking news.
Wait for me to say it. Wait for me to say it. What was it? 56 point.
52.6
Allegations
or
were made,
56.2?
and
Shit.
lines were drawn.
That drove the wedge between the families.
What happened to Danielle and Richard?
I think that whatever happens, that was planned and orchestrated. And
First
thought
player
out.
to play 23 seasons
I'm
too.
Andrea Gunning. In this series, I dig into my own investigation to find answers for the families. Get
52.6.
justice for Richard and Danielle.
I just want some peace for my sister's soul. and I want
God,
some peace
not
for
taking a cut at all, are we, LeBron?
America's #1 podcast network.
There we go.
Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
San Antonio's sports station. Ticket 750. Anybody can be a fan. These guys are fanatics.
Welcome back inside the Fanatics here on Ticket 760. Hello, my name's Dylan. I did not introduce myself at the top of my own show. Shane, I should be fired. I'm going to fire myself. No. Along with Shane Carter and then Trudy Stone is in the building. We are going live everywhere. We are live on iHeart. We are live on
YouTube.
YouTube. We are live on.
Trending with Trudy
We are live on.
right now.
Okay, see, look at that. We're just live everywhere. And by the way, Shane, we've got some breaking news. Back in the radio days, see?
I like it.
Well, breaking news, not a shocker here, but LeBron James making headlines on a Sunday, always ruining my Sundays, is LeBron James.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, guess what? He's taken a cut. No, he is, signing a $52.6 million extension with the LA Lakers. Now, fun fact, Trudy, his first player to play 23 seasons in the NBA.
Oh,
Can you please
look at that.
retire, LeBron?
It's time.
It is.
What's
But
he waiting for?
we were actually talking about this before the air, and so what I was asking is what you asked me. You said, "What are the Lakers going to do?"
Yeah.
And I just said, "Age out."
Age out. It's the only thing they can do at this point.
Is that not the fairest thing to say about the Lakers?
I think the Bus family got out at the right time.
Oh,
did.
yeah.
There's a reason why they're
The
selling.
bus stopped here.
You ever have those neighbors where you're like, "Why are they selling?" Right?
And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that because the pool boy kept coming? And, See, that's what happens. See, we all get, a little scared about what's going on, but there's always some intel. But he's opting into a 50. Opting.
He's almost as old as that number figure we see on the screen right now.
Pretty much. But,
Yep.
it's funny. He's going to be the first player, and of course his agent, Rich Paul, is going to sell this and say he wants to compete for a championship. No, he doesn't.
Rich Paul also corrupted the NBA last year multiple times to where I believe what he says, but I don't like what he has to say.
Yeah. Now, I love how the four-letter network is saying he would become the first player. Can we get rid of the would and just say he will be
Yeah.
And
the
also,
first player?
doesn't it kind of like take away from the longevity of it? Because remember, he started playing at 18. Whenever people compare LeBron and MJ,
forget that,
MJ
MJ
didn't
went to
play
school.
until he went to school for 3 years. LeBron came right out of high school. So if we want to be real fair about that, we can only
yeah.
look at the first 15 years of LeBron's career.
Yeah.
That's how long MJ played.
Which, not to put our, standing co-host today on the spot. Now, I'm going to ask you, okay? LeBron, Michael.
Michael.
I thought you were going to say Dirk.
Oh.
Me too. Yeah, that's where I was going to get scared because, obviously there's some younger, people that tend to say, and Ty, I know you're listening because I know he's driving.
Ty.
He is driving,
But
yeah.
I'm just going to make him swerve. LeBron is not the greatest player in the world of the NBA.
Are we celebrating longevity at this point?
At this point, it's kind of old. Like, what record are you looking for? Now, I know Tom Brady had even told LeBron last week,
Yeah.
hey, keep playing as long as you can to get
Mhm.
all the records you can. Michael Jordan walked away.
Kareem played 20 years.
Right.
And,
Tim Duncan played
and
20.
they didn't consider him the greatest. Some people do. But a lot of people said Magic was the greater player. Then people said Michael was a greater player. And they said Kobe was a greater player.
But see, Michael was playing with Bird. He was playing with Magic Johnson. He
Yeah.
was playing against David Robinson. He was, he had all these guys, right?
And in Brady's first half of his career, he played against Manning and Breeze and a prime Rogers. At a certain point, like, yes,
Who's
it's a,
LeBron playing against?
Curry. An old KD. Curry's still effective, but his team sucks.
Speaking of, they're terrible.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the Warriors are going to suck.
Uh,
I do. I'm sorry, I do.
You saw they're trying to get Bam, right? They
Mhm.
want to get Bam out of bio.
But this whole I can't.
I-
even
I'm
sometimes
just-
with this show. Sorry for those of you listening on the radio. Sometimes we turn. And
It's hard to describe TV to a radio audience.
It is.
Yeah.
It's, but LeBron James, of course, staying in LA. There's a reason why he's staying in LA.
Mhm.
That's so his son, who now is actually at the University of Arizona, when he comes out next year and declares himself for the NBA draft, no one can touch him but the Lakers at this point, right? And so then that way he'll be there. He'll be the first father-son trio.
is he going to stay healthy for that?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's LeBron James.
Yeah, the criticism was never like how he keeps up his body.
I will give him credit on how he does manage to keep his body in shape.
Yes.
And here, for men out there, if you want to know how LeBron James keeps playing, he's
Money.
allowed to take a nap. So each and every one of you today, I want you to go tell your wife before you go cut the yard that you need to take an hour nap.
An hour. Not even like a
Yeah,
20.
he
You
also
want an
can
hour.
afford to pay for a chef
You
full
can-
time and a full time personal trainer.
You
And
can
he also
DM
has
me
those.
after that, and I'll give you my lawyer, because that's probably what's going to happen.
If you're able to do that as well, I would also suggest you follow the LeBron way of living. If you can't, then obviously there's a problem with you.
The fun part about these NBA athletes Fanatics, right? And I want to use Patrick Ewing. Have you guys seen Patrick Ewing lately?
Does he look like impeccable?
He looks kind of melted.
It looks kind of melted, kind of bitter,
Oh.
right? Look at Charles Barkley. Okay?
Yeah.
Charles Barkley wants to knock on my city of San Antonio. Let me tell you
Look
something,
at yourself.
Charles, right? It's not like you don't grab a few churros or so.
That man changes more chairs than he does
But
shoes.
these diets, right? These diets that they're on. Shane's on it. It's like they are to a T on what they can eat, right?
Like Tom Brady.
Right. But as soon as they're out of the NBA, they can eat whatever they want to.
And
Charles
they do.
Barkley did. Patrick Ewing did.
The only
Shaq
one
did.
that I can like point to right now that's been out of the NBA long enough that they've actually looked better than when they played was Dwayne Wade. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Without all that running he has to do, his
Yeah, you know
muscular
what?
physique actually stands out a little more.
Hey,
He's a good looking man. I'll admit it.
Yeah, he is.
It's okay to say that. It's okay.
I
to say
see
that
what
all
Gabrielle
the time.
Union sees.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, LeBron, I'm ready for him to retire, but I know when he's going to retire. I think everybody knows when he's going to retire.
In 2 years?
In 2 years, 2 years, maybe 3. But the Lakers, obviously, I mean, they're still contenders. I mean, they made the playoffs. We can't give them, the credit. LeBron James is still putting up 25 points a game.
I will say this right now. The Lakers are the biggest reason why, and you talked about this a little bit with Trudy in the first segment. I'm a Spurs fan that doesn't hate Dallas or Houston. I don't.
I'm a Spurs fan that does
I
hate
am
Dallas and Houston.
I don't. I am okay with them winning if it means the Lakers are losing.
True.
The Lakers are the team that I don't like.
I'm
And
okay.
I don't even hate the Knicks. I hate the Knicks fans.
You don't like Spike Lee.
I like his movies.
I don't watch his movies. I don't watch his movies because he's a Knicks fan. I'm very particular on what
You never
I
seen
watch.
Jackie Brown?
No.
You ever seen Do the Right Thing?
Nope.
Malcolm X?
Nope.
You're missing out.
I just don't because until he tells me that he's not a New York Knicks fan.
You refuse.
Yeah. What is that a bad thing?
No, he basically makes like less violent Quentin Tarantino type movies.
I don't know. But the last couple minutes here on this segment, I want to grill you about your Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Houston Rockets. Okay, so the Rockets obviously did not have any draft picks this go on, right? Because they traded them all away last Sunday. We broke that news.
Mhm.
Obviously, they get Kevin Durant.
Yep.
The Rockets were the number 2 team in the West. They choked. Love saying that. And they got out in the first round. Was it the first round against the Old Man Warriors?
Yeah,
Right? It was, right? And then now you have Dallas, right? We all laughed at Dallas in February. There was no way that Nico could still be around. And I still love the Dallas fans, and I got to give you props for this. You're still saying fire Nico after he drafted Cooper Flag.
Absolutely.
Well, one right doesn't excuse a big wrong.
But what's going to be and let me ask you, because I want your gut, okay? You're telling us, but when you look at the Spurs, the Rockets, and the Mavericks, out of the 3 teams in Texas, who's going to be the best team in Texas? Which, by the way, we should have our own championship for this. Adam Silver, listen up. Who's going to be the best team at the end of the next season in Texas?
The Spurs.
The Spurs.
I say the Spurs.
Why?
They have look at the roster. I mean, it's young, it's new, they're ready to go. They're like I said, they've got some spark.
Right.
I just feel like they're really ready to show everybody, like, hey, we're here, we're back.
I like what you're saying there because again, your Mavericks still have a point guard that's
Cooper
out
Flag.
for half the season,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Cooper Flag, who apparently Jason Kidd wants him to run point guard.
Oh,
Did you hear this?
Yeah, he wants it to be uncomfortable.
Right. Well, I think last season Jason Kidd was uncomfortable after he shows up and Lucas calls.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what do I do there?
I think, if you don't mind me answering the
I
same
want
question
you
you
to
asked,
answer
please.
this question.
I think it's the Rockets. And here's why. And I don't want to upset Spurs fans. The Spurs have the best defensive player among the 3 teams, maybe in the league with Wemby, right?
Of course.
The Mavericks have the next young star after Wemby and Cooper Flag.
Okay.
The Rockets, to me, are the most complete team because they have the best combination of offensive firepower and lockdown ability on defense. If you look at guys like Amen Thompson and Jabari Smith and guys like that, that is a key factor. They didn't want to get rid of Dylan Brooks because he was a liability in some aspects. Those
Right.
guys are more consistent defenders. With KD, if nothing else, adding him with Fred VanVleet, who they brought back on a cheaper deal, gives them a lot of firepower on the outside. So the Rockets, I think, will finish the best among the 3 teams in Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I yield the floor to myself, right? And I'm going to disagree with you kindly, and
I
I'm going
understand.
to disagree with you kindly, and disagree with myself probably, and regret it. That's why I'm a single father. But anyways, Houston, right? This is their motto. And I think mid-season, we start seeing this in the headlines, Express News, listen up. Houston, we have a problem. And what that is...
We've gotten 50 years out of that.
Right, but they're going to have a problem because Udoka,
Yep.
and Durant.
Mhm.
I don't see
You
that
don't-
clicking.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know Udoka's a hothead, right? Kevin Durant's a hothead. Now I give Kevin Durant his due,
Mhm.
right? I give him his due with he wants to win. The Rockets, yes, they look sustainable. They look like they have the veteran staff. They look like they could keep rolling, right? They didn't really give up much in a way for Kevin
It was
Durant.
one first and a bunch of seconds. Yeah.
You know, because Phoenix is nothing but point guards now. Yeah, Phoenix is going to remind me of what were those things from Toy Story? The ones that kept coming down.
The claw machine or the aliens?
The aliens, right? Because they're
claw-
all small.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
the
yeah.
Phoenix Suns now
Okay.
remind me of the aliens because they're all small. There's no big guys.
So it's like it's the Smurfs with Gargamel.
Yes, there you go.
One
now,
tall guy. And a
There
bunch
you
of
go.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
the Mavericks. The Mavericks are a team that has Cooper, but Kyrie Irving is going to be out for at least half
Another-
the season.
yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. You got Anthony Davis, and I can tell you that if Anthony Davis sneezes, his knee might break. We don't know. He's so
This is
injury prone. Now the Spurs are that young talent, the young guns. That's what I kept saying they were on Wednesday. It's a young core, right? If you look at the progression of the Spurs, right now they're in the top 10 to win the championship. Okay, people are saying that they're going to get 50 wins. If you look at the tail of the tape, they will grow because they went from 20 to 35, maybe 45 to 50. At the end of the day, I think the Rockets
Wow.
end up there, and I think San Antonio has the number 2 spot in Texas, and I
And
think
the Mavs
your
are three.
Dallas Mavericks are number 3. The only reason why I say that is because that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
So, coming up next, I want to get into some other NBA teams, and I want to talk about this new guy, this diva, in Ace Bailey. That's all next on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be. There's everywhere.
It's okay.
From the car to the gym.
Yeah.
To
I
the
don't know
kitchen,
who's
your next
watching, but thank
customer
y'all for
is
watching.
listening. And not only can we
Make
get
sure
your
y'all
message to your
download the
audience, we
Iheart
can
app
also show you how
and
it's
listen
working
to
in real time. That goes
Dylan
from
and Ray,
broad
the
brand
That's
Fanatics.
and
That's
how
him over
your
there.
hyperlocal
Oh, wait, I
influencer
forget I'm on
can
here.
Hi.
start growing your business today at Iheart.
On his TikTok. What is it?
At Dimry80.
Demery at Demery 80.
D-E-M,
Future Health offers Wegovy for
Oh, I got it right.
$300 all in.
D-E-M-E-R-Y 80.
Get this limited time deal at
D-E-M-E-R-Y
futurehealth.com
80.
Got it.
And people on TikTok always say, hey, Dimry. I'm like,
Dimry.
You got 4 minutes left.
Visit futurehealth.com.
Wait a minute. The other day you had a Yankee.
I know.
Now we have a Dodgers.
Next week I'll have a Astros hat.
Can we pick a solid team?
No,
Because we had two things
I have to get you an Orioles hat.
I know. Wait, how come we don't have any of that in here?
Oh.
Oh, hi Alex. Hi Alex. Two Alexes. Stephen Balmas. Hi Larry, Uncle Larry, Rick, Jason. Thank y'all.
Really or really?
Oh, this is a little bit of a different show, you guys, because we are doing radio and
Sports.
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 So yeah, so sorry the sound kind of goes in and out, and when you see me dancing, it's because I have new music in my ear. So, anyways, thank y'all for watching.
Really? No, really?
But again, I'm here with Dylan Emery. Hi, there he is.
I'm checking my socials.
Are you?
During the break. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just hit buttons.
Yeah, Sammy wants to hear the behind the scenes that's going on.
Okay.
So just
There, now you can.
I just freaked out.
That's how you get the rookies.
Yeah, there you
Just
go. And everything stops.
All right, let's see. We're gonna go with. Here we go. Welcome back to the Fanatics. A little Taylor Swift. Obviously, my daughters are Taylor Swift fans, but this song does make sense, Shane. So I got to give you credit because obviously we're going to talk about the infamous, the lovely, the soon-to-be legendary Ace Bailey, who created so much drama in the NBA draft. Obviously, not to call out Ty, but I'm going to call out Ty because Ty said that Ace Bailey should have been a San Antonio Spur. I'm glad he didn't become a San Antonio Spur.
That would have been a good look.
Ace Bailey's kind of given his name already, which I understand there's a couple moves here, right? If I'm Ace Bailey, nobody really knows who I am because obviously I played under Dylan Harper. I'm not knocking Ace Bailey. I'm not saying that he's not a great pick.
Right.
There was a chess move that we saw on Wednesday. Actually, we saw it before Wednesday. And the first couple headlines was, hey, he declined to work out with the 76ers. He declined to work out with a lot.
Did he even work out for anybody?
No, he did not. So the fact of the matter is, he declined all those workouts. He's like, hey, I'm Ace Bailey. I'm that guy. I'm sorry, you're who?
But isn't he a young one too?
Yeah, he's 19.
19.
Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper were the only reason people watch Rutgers basketball, and they still finished below 500 on the season because the offense ran through them.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, I think. Do you think there's jealousy?
I was just going to
Ace Bailey?
say, do they pick up the phone and call each other and say, "Hey, bro, just go"?
I have to imagine at this point it was pretty much an obvious fact that Harper was going to go second. I don't think there was any jealousy there. I think it was just more animosity on Ace Bailey's part because I think he wanted to, or at least his agent.
He didn't want to play for Philly.
He wanted to control where he landed.
Well, and apparently his agent, isn't he a family member or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know the whole relation.
Kawhi Leonard PTSD stuff.
His agent's not really an agent, though, apparently. Not like a certified
right,
agent.
Not a certified agent. That's what it was. It's not a certified agent.
Right.
So you're telling me I could be an agent in the professional sports league. I should start a business.
He's more of a rep. Because anybody can be a rep.
I don't understand this from kids nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you are an elite athlete, right? When you are this number one pick, it's called a lottery for a reason.
Yep.
Okay. The NFL, right? Cam Ward was the best pick in the NFL, right? Best quarterback out there.
By far.
Tennessee was a worse team.
Yes.
So Tennessee got Cam Ward.
The best player.
Now, does that mean Tennessee's going to be great?
No.
No. They're just going to get better, right? Now, in the NBA, it's different, right? You don't have to be, let's remember, your Mavericks made the play-in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they got the number one pick.
And they got the number one pick.
How does that help Utah, who literally sucked all season and gets the 5th pick? Now they get Ace Bailey, which, by the way, boys and girls, just so you know, he did show up. He is going to show up for the Utah Jazz because I think over time, you let the 48 hours sink in, you realize that you are going to be something in Utah. and you are worth it according to your stats. But you've had people like Draymond Green, who was on his podcast later part of the week, and he said, this kid is not starting off great. So
Obviously.
you know that Draymond Green is going to welcome him to the NBA.
Yeah.
Which I feel at this point he deserves.
He needs to.
Because there's people like Cooper Flagg who's going to come in and people are going to be like, okay. Now I'm not guaranteeing that he's going to be rookie of the year.
Cooper Flagg has no room to really act in that way either because all eyes are on him.
All eyes are on him. He's still not showing signs that he's.
He at the very least has good people behind his ear telling him what to say and how to do it.
And he's got a good, strong background.
Right.
Why do you feel like he's not excited to be there?
I don't think he's excited to be there.
I think he's holding in his
I
excitement.
think at the end of the day, he wanted to be with Whitney.
Well, and
okay. I think at the end of the day, anybody wants to be with Whitney.
I think just remember he's 17, turned 18. I don't think he wanted to be that far from Maine. I think he wanted to be somewhere close to
right.
home.
And he could have ended up in Brooklyn. He could have ended up with Washington of all places, right? Because it was Cam Jones of the university, or Trey Jones from the University of Texas.
Trey
Johnson, who ends up at Washington, and we had Hardball Harge on the show.
Yeah.
He felt bad for him, but I'm like, again, you're a talented player, okay? If you're a top 10 pick, does it really bother you where you're going?
It bothered Ace Bailey.
Like, I want to ask you, Trudy, you're a top 10 pick in the NBA, right? You have an agent that says, hey, you could end up in San Antonio, you could end up in, Utah, you could end up in Cincinnati, wherever, right? Toronto or whatever. Are you opposed to that because you're getting good money to go? And it might not be a great city, right? Can we remind everybody who just won the NBA championship? And everybody from the 4-Letter Network loves to make fun of this city.
The city with the baby river walk.
Exactly.
I call it the stream stroll.
It's called the brick walk.
The brick walk.
Yeah. In Oklahoma City. So
I like
Oklahoma City wins the NBA championship. Oklahoma City is going to be on the maps for the next couple years. So Oklahoma City, if I'm a player, I want to go to Oklahoma City. I want to go to the San Antonios. I want to go to the Utahs. I don't understand this concept.
I think, don't you feel like maybe he's so young, he doesn't know how to feel?
I don't think he's making the decisions, just like Kawhi Leonard wasn't making his decisions when he left San Antonio.
It's like, you're going to go here, and that's all there is to it.
Shane, you're a top 10 pick in the NFL. Okay? You finally lived your dream. You've blocked so many people that you're a great offensive tackle, correct? Were you offensive tackle or defensive tackle?
So I played, in high school, I played tight end, guard, defensive end, and linebacker. So I played all around those 4 years.
So we'll go with tight end, right? You're top 10. You played at the University of Oklahoma because I don't want to use the other place.
It's okay. Oklahoma puts out better tight ends. It's okay.
They do.
There you go. There you go.
I said it on the air. But the
I'm
thing
saving
is,
that.
You're a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you know that you're probably going to go to, what is a terrible team in this?
The Jets?
You're going to be a Jet.
Okay.
Are you opposed to that, or are you just like, hey, I'm going to be a Jet. I got to make the deal of it. In 3 years, I'm going to move stronger in a bigger contract, and then maybe that gets me out of there.
I've made this point before when it comes to the NFL. The NFL is such a quick turnaround league. Look at Washington last year. You can go from being one of the worst teams in the NFL to one of the best with proper coaching and a proper quarterback. That if I am a tight end and I'm making top 10 money, I'm ecstatic because tight ends typically don't get taken that high anyway.
Okay.
And the money inside the top 10 is different the rest of the draft.
So what I'm saying is, like, would you create all this drama before you're even playing a snap?
No.
Or dribbling a basketball?
No, because that's a quarterback thing. Eli Manning, Shedeur Sanders, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray. Those are quarterback things.
And look,
tight ends don't do that.
Yeah. And I want to be really quick with Ace Bailey, as we get into the break here. But Ace Bailey, you've got to do better. You've got to come into the league. It's called humble. Okay. If you're going to be humbled,
sit down. You're
going to be humbled real quick with your first dribble. Okay. You might think that you are that guy. Well, let me remind you, you fell out of the top 3, but that was your decision. Okay. You became top 5, and you had somebody in there saying to all top 5 teams that you would not want to go play for them. You don't get to pick and choose to go play with a winner. If you're a top athlete, be something on your own. Cooper Flagg will be something on his own.
Yeah.
Dylan Harper will be something on his own. Ace Bailey is going to be a problem in this league, and we can mark that on this tape.
And also the Jazz, if we're being honest, that's not the worst team to go to. They have a solid foundation there with guys like Laurie Markkinen and
Absolutely.
Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton. They have some solid pieces. They just don't have depth.
But to let Ty know as he drives away from the great state of
Ty
Texas,
likes to disagree just for the sake of disagreeing. We love you, Ty, but you
Ace
do.
Bailey is going to be a cancer in the NBA. And I'll be the first one to say.
So he's going to be like
I'm
Dylan
gonna
Brooks
stand on that
and
ground.
Grayson
Oh, yeah.
Allen.
Yeah.
And Grayson Allen, by the way, is my least favorite player in the W.
So
NBA,
yeah.
not W.
Coming up next, we're going to get into a NBA trade that I guess makes sense. It's all next on the Fanatics on Ticket 760. I should have paused. That's on me, brother. I forgot.
Fine, we got time.
Your number one preset. Catch the Beverage Show live weekdays from 4 to 7. The ultimate San Antonio sports fan on the Ticket 760.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Okay.
Dr. Kim's
We're at
veterinary
47 on the
office
stream,
is
so-
littered with cuteness.
Oh.
We're booked solid for
Minutes.
weeks.
Got it. Got it.
Right? She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups.
Oh, that new
some
bridge is
extra
open in
love.
Corpus.
I need Indeed, you do. When
In
you
case y'all are
sponsor a
wondering.
job
What new
on
bridge?
Indeed,
The Harbor
benefits
Bridge.
can fund it
Oh.
easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doop doop, and sometimes it's like. Do you have a dash light on? Oh yeah. And we don't have to.
One of my friends is like, well said.
Let's find your
My name's
service.
Bailey.
We can read a check-in.
I just think he's going to be a problem.
He already is.
You know, I mean, there's been athletes that have done this before.
Oh yeah.
He was going to do where it was because he didn't want to be a Chicago Bear, and then all of a sudden that leaks out, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't say that." Money talks, buddy. But you're getting drafted.
And
Speaking of the Cleveland Browns,
oh yeah. Speaking of,
But see, you get all these quarterbacks, you become headlines.
This Sunday on CBS Advice, fast-paced, physical, 3-on-3, Michael Beasley.
I gave him I had a Amari Cooper helmet, like the full helmet. I gave it to him. last week.
nice.
Yeah.
When did Shams become such a?
When what's his name left?
Who
Ward
left?
Janowski.
Ah, got it. That's what we were talking about the other day, Sandoval. When did Shams come around and be such a? Well,
once you know firmly
Woj, we don't have any more Wojo bombs. Hey, what's
what happens from there is it begins to
Wait.
attract.
hello?
Hello? Where'd you go?
Champions of quality. Why are we partnering?
Are you gonna be in there at this block?
We want to advance women in sports.
Women's sports just got louder thanks to Elf and Iheart Media.
Oh, just if we have an open-ended time frame, just tell me to wrap up at like 57, and I'll go back in here.
So get a
Okay, so 57. You want me to? I'm gonna put 57 down.
Did Iheart advertise?
57.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. When
Come on.
exploring outdoor areas like local parks
Oh.
or a historic urban neighborhood this spring, be sure to recreate responsibly to protect yourself.
What I was saying was like, again, we don't have to be out at a certain time for this one. When this clock says, like,
I thought we did because it's at the end of the hour.
it used to be that way, but now since we're not doing Fox, all we have to do is go in between that 10-minute time frame for the guys.
So I'm gonna go with 57. In my head internally, I'm gonna go 57.
Yeah, 57. Tell me to go back.
Is
in
that the
there.
way it's gonna be for the second hour too?
No, the second hour is a hard time.
Second hour is hard.
Second hour for the last segment. The other three are fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So when this clock says 10:57, whatever, just like give me like a little signal. I'll run back in there. I'll run the music.
What?
We got about a minute
But it wasn't all weevils and bell bottoms.
no, you changed it now.
There was also
Well, we have a
Vietnam War, and the
new
growing
board up
nationwide
starting next week.
protesting it.
Oh, I'm sure. Glad I know how to run this one.
Just hit it, try to hit it off.
Speaking up. And the more they did, the more they learned about the hidden underbelly of
You should hear like when I'm doing the Spurs or waiting for it to start, and it's WAI radio, and it's Jesse Kelly. I'm like this
Oh,
because he's so extreme.
oh,
So
it's one of those.
if you see a soldier.
Tennessee whiskey.
Shane, I have no idea, but how do you know that I'm going to be drinking whiskey later on today? You just know me well, don't you? Happy Sunday Fun Day to everybody that's kicking off their Sunday Fun Days, getting ready for your Sunday as we finish the last hour of the Fanatics. I'm Dylan Emmer. You can find me on all socials on everything. I'm going to announce my TikTok. It's Demery80. That's Demery 80.
Yeah.
Demery. That's how I was used to be called in like junior high.
Demery?
Yeah, they're like, Demery. I'm like, that's okay. That we'll go with Demery.
It's
That's
stuck.
fine.
It's stuck.
It's up to 11,000 followers now.
That's 11.
11,000 followers, and my account, 8 cents.
What was the hashtag you're trying to get training on that again?
Dads supporting dads,
That
dudes supporting dudes.
Love it.
It works.
Very good.
Like I just every now and then I have my AirPods in and I'm listening to music, and then I'll hear like whatever voice that is from iPhone. They're like, someone such and such has a comment. I'm like, do you want me to read it? And I'm like, no. So I'm sure like people from the outside are like, this guy's crazy.
It's okay.
There needs to be a caveat to that because about dads supporting dads, dudes supporting dudes. Not all y'all, because some of y'all are dumb.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Some of y'all dudes are dumb.
Tell us how you really feel.
I just did.
Yeah, he did.
Were you not listening?
This is Shane Carter, everybody.
I
No, I get it. I mean, in some of it, it's weird because the trend is it's still going. It's like a month into it now.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think I have over 115,000 views on that one video.
Nice.
On the one video.
Mm-hmm. But TikTok is very sneaky.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It does tend to stop you at 1,000 views.
Do you still round up?
Do I round up?
Yeah,
I round up every day now. I've been rounding up
Nice.
for a month. I had to do it yesterday when me and my daughter, we were going to talk about a trade, but screw it. It's my show.
There you go.
We were getting our nails done.
Fancy.
Yeah. Well, hers were fancy. Guys, if you do this, which by the way, I challenge all the dads of this show, go do it. Get your legs done.
Yeah.
Get your legs done. You feel good because I'm telling you right now, I got honey milk treatment yesterday.
Honey
on my
milk.
legs.
What is that?
Honey milk. It's honey and milk, man.
I know, but what's the honey milk treatment? What is that?
They put this honey and they put this milk and they put these flowers in the water and then they take your feet they get them all smooth. Dude, my feet
So you
are
feel
so soft.
You feel great now.
I feel amazing.
Yeah.
I did something along those lines. I think it was just a foot soak though.
Well, you
I don't think
have to
I've
get
ever-
ready for this because I'm gonna tell you this.
You have a little girl.
Yeah,
I do.
the
Okay.
price tag yesterday walking out $350.
Wow.
I told you every time I get my nails done, it's $150.
But
Why is it so expensive to be a woman? This is crazy.
I know.
Why is it
Hang
so
on a second,
expensive
Trudy. I'm just
to be a
kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I have to say this. It's like the look on your kid's face
Mhm.
afterwards, after they get it done, because Riley got her nails done, and I was like, yeah, good luck.
But she didn't just get them done. She went like design.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
She got a
Fish.
did.
Yeah,
she got a starfish.
like a little flower.
It was like just like
Riley got starfish.
he's of his,
I did.
Of
I
his
got a
freshly
cover
trimmed
up
hands.
yesterday. Yeah, I got a cover up. That's what you catch.
Your hands are so smooth.
They are smooth. Because here's the problem. That's how I did nails with my youngest daughter, Riley. I got this tattoo the same day.
Oh.
When I did nails again, I got another
You
tattoo
got another
yesterday.
tattoo.
This is
So
a problem.
does it hurt as much as it did the first time?
You just like spending money.
No, I don't. I really
No,
don't.
it sounds like you do. These are all
Yeah, but you save up and you work hard.
I
You have
understand.
15 jobs like I do.
Yeah, but you don't. I understand. Like, want to take care of you. Can cut it out a little bit. You did all in one day.
It's for 2 teenage daughters.
That's
Okay,
fair. That's
we don't go get the 4-day-old coffee
Right.
like I do.
You get freshly Starbucks. Oh, the dragon juice, the dragon
Dragon fruit.
the dragon fruit.
Yeah, I
I
have
like
had
that one.
but I get the small one. What's the large? The large isn't called a large. It's called a
It's Vente, which
Venti.
means small.
I don't.
which
I,
means 20.
I just say
right?
large.
Vente?
Yeah. I don't know.
Only if we had the internet. in
Look it
front of
up.
us. I don't know. I make my daughter's order.
Yeah.
Like big ass drink or something.
I swear it's like she just has my card on her app.
Oh, that's very
She
convenient.
has my card. She has my mother's card,
Oh,
and then she has her mother's card on there, and she basically rotates the days.
she just kind of.
And all I get is this. I won't speak to my oldest daughter, and I know she's listening right now. This is why I'm grilling her, but I won't get anything, and she'll end up telling me Starbucks instead of saying hello.
Oh, okay. She just kind of goes and lets you know.
Yeah.
Lets you know.
So 1 hour down, 1 hour to go right here on the Fanatics on ticket 760. He threw me off. He's like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's Republic Graphics, a veteran-owned.
Bought the company about 2 years ago, and so I don't know. It's just fun to have it if you're creative and get to do fun stuff and make stuff like this. We're a full functional print and fabrication shop, so we did a little bit of everything. We'll do everything from t-shirts, hats, to full wall build-ups, to building signage.
And so if a team were to want something like this, a team meaning, let's say 12 players on a softball team, how long does it take for those to come out?
So if you go onto the website at the Republic Graphics, tx.com, you go into the Athletic Buddy system. You'll see some of we already have set bodies.
Yeah.
So all we do is we take a picture. When you go to the order page, they'll send us a picture of the face or them in their uniform. And then what we do is we try to curtail it to that. We'll match it to that.
Yeah.
So to the number, we'll match it to the uniform, we'll match it to whatever. And then, we ship them out. So usually if we get an order, we can have it out to them within 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
Her or Vanessa remember something back in the day, like
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago. It was like, we did this. Like, okay, let's go with it.
That's everybody on AARP, right?
Wow. How do you feel so far with me? Am I okay?
Relax.
This is my relax.
We all, like when you went through the whole, that's
Yeah, yeah.
So, bro,
Yeah.
they don't like never back out of it.
You can drive with peace of mind.
He's very good at
Catching.
I wasn't going to correct it.
I saw it in your eyes though. I was like, hold on, I'm going with the wrong person here.
I do it all the time. One of my most famous sayings, hindsight 50-50. How you get hindsight 50-50? How about 20-20? But I did 50-50 and people would come by and say,
Yeah.
hey, hindsight 50-50.
Yeah.
And I still go with it.
Digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeart Media can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Since you know that you're a squirrel, I'm a squirrel. Just be ready for whatever I'm going to say.
Get access to weight loss meds like Ozempic, Zepbound, and pill options if you don't like injections from
Yeah, we should be
FutureHealth.com.
coming back
The
on.
meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health
See,
handles
this
the rest.
is that
Best
whole new
results,
Sound Plus
best
system
price.
because now we
All
don't have like a
online,
hard.
with no insurance
We don't go to
needed.
the Fox
Join those
report.
losing
Yeah.
10 pounds in their first month. Visit FutureHealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the
How much
summer.
time?
Sail on with guests
Did
on
you say 1 minute?
Radio.
Hey, Or welcome back from your hooker convention. I'm glad you're STD free. I got everything. Sorry. Your fans now will really know who I am.
We came back as soon as he said hookers. So some of the guys will love that. Like, hookers? What now? I don't know what we were talking about last time.
Here we go. Second hour underway of the Fanatics right here on Ticket 760. I am your host, Dylan Emery, along with Shane Carter and Trudy Stone joining us today. We've got a lot to get to. We broke down the NBA. We're going to get back into the NBA, but this second hour, what we're going to discuss is Texas State on the move to the Pac-12?
What?
Question mark? Used car lot? Maybe? I have no clue. And then also the ESPYs. Obviously, this time of year, everybody, there's really nothing going on. I literally did watch the Pello Championship fights last night.
Shane,
give me your breakdown. And Shane's got to know this too.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
okay,
that.
Or hobby horsing?
Oh, that is hilarious.
I've only ever watched the Ocho one time. It was back in 2004 when that movie came
I
out.
want you to watch the Ocho all week and give me a full report next week right here.
I mean, I know they do that game where you have to like climb up a wall where it has like slime coming down or something like that, and people just slip to the ground. It just
I love that.
What are we doing?
It feels like filler. It feels like filler.
No, the Pillow Fighting Championship, is that what it's called?
Legit.
My husband and I are at dinner.
Okay.
Y'all busted out into a pillow fight?
Busted out into a pillow fight because it was on. No. But listen, we turn and look up at the cameras. I mean, at the TV, and sure enough, there's full on pillow fighting in a rink. One guy's dressed as Joker, who you know very well.
I do.
Just knocking the heck out of each other.
That's because the Joker would probably put bricks in his pillow.
That's very possible.
Joke's on you.
If you don't get the joke, you don't get it.
Yeah, so you've got pillow fighting championships going on. You've got baseball going on. I could break down baseball, but guys, this is my show. I don't really want to.
You don't care that the Tigers are tied with the Dodgers right now for the lead?
No, but I do know this. The Astros lost to the Cubs last night.
Yeah,
you know why? Because I was watching it. I had nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, their bullpen is hurt.
Otani threw 101.
By the way, I tried to watch the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah, you hate it.
I hate it.
My brother is
I
not
don't
a fan.
like it. I don't like it.
It's more. I think it's probably more fun in person than it is on TV.
And, well, they're coming here in September.
No, they're coming to Austin.
No, they're coming.
They're coming here.
I don't think it's going to be the Savannah Bananas
You
though.
want to fact check?
I really don't think
Somebody
it's
get a
coming.
producer.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's
Sandoval,
coming here.
Anyone who's watching right now, like, look it up for us and let us
God
know.
bless Sandoval, by the way.
I know.
He's got so much going on right
Thank
now
you.
in his ears, and
I know
then
it.
it's like
he's got
So Sandoval's the producer of Trending with Trudy.
Trending
right?
with Trudy.
Yeah, and so he's always there, and I'm always bugging them.
So this is your second simulcast of the week, then.
It is. I know, right?
We're here 2 days.
2 days.
Are you
They're
sure
here
it's
2
the
days.
Savannah Bananas, not just the
September.
organization?
So I do like
He
mixed
said,
drinks. I do like whiskey
Fine.
because you just lost.
I
that
see you like
bet.
Dr. Pepper too.
I do love Dr. Pepper,
Okay.
which you saw up front. There's like 18 cases of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Oh, September 12th and 13th. But
Breaking
listen,
news, right?
but this is not the Savannah
Shane, high
Bananas.
five me on this
It's
one.
Banana World.
No, it's banana baseball.
I like how she's wrong, but she refuses to admit she's wrong.
Hey, listen.
You sound like him talking about his daughters.
It's the new Texas team.
It's the new
Texas Tailgaters.
Okay,
check-
but it's still part of Banana Ball.
It's fine, but it's not banana. It's not the bananas.
It doesn't matter. You don't like it anyway.
No,
First of all,
exactly.
Banana Ball had too much time on this show today. Moving on.
Yes.
Moving on.
Texas State.
From this. Texas
State.
Pac-12, right? Yeah. So later in the week last week, we start hearing about the Pac-12, which I'll be honest with you too. I thought the Pac-12 died.
It's the Conference of Champions.
I know, but I thought the Pac-12 died because UCLA left, USC left, Oregon left, everybody
Once they
left,
left.
Colorado left. You know, it was like a used car lot. You had Washington State, you had Oregon State. Well, all of a sudden now we're starting to hear that Texas State is in the final steps of accepting an invitation to the Pac-12.
Yep.
Is this a good thing for Texas State to be in the Pac-12? Because we all know the Pac-12s used to be part of the Power Five.
Mm-hmm.
They're not part of the Power Five anymore.
They are,
Shane.
but they're not.
How does this help Texas State? Who's, by the way, I don't know if Pac-12 actually look where they're located.
I mean,
they're stuck in between San Antonio and Austin.
The problem with that logic in terms of like where they're stuck is that now there's no conference that has like some sort of actual regionality. If you think about it, like,
True.
The ACC has teams
Kinda
in
like the Big
California. The Big 10 has teams in Oregon and in California. The Big 12 is spread all throughout the middle states. And the SEC is primarily the Southeast, but they also have a team in Oklahoma and a team in Austin.
Yeah, they're starting to get the growth,
Oh, that's a
right?
good point. I see what you're saying.
Right. So, like, the Big 12 was kind of in big step
Right.
there when they took on Cincinnati, Central Florida. I
Yep.
was like, oh, okay, here we go. The Pac-12 just died.
The Big 12 now has teams in Arizona and a team in Florida and a team in West Virginia. Like, it's just that little bottom part of the map.
Right. In the Pac-12, I see this, and it's Texas State, right?
Mhm.
I'm here to talk about UTSA. I defend UTSA. I'm going to defend UTSA here.
Sure.
That's cute, Texas State. I'm glad you're going to be part of the used car lot in the Pac-12.
I would hold off on that. I have a feeling.
I'm not going to be. I know where you're going.
I don't know if you do.
Where are you going?
I'm going with that. I feel like Texas State only going to the Pac-12 was like with a contingent that they're going to bring another Texas team in there just for the travel issues that come along with it.
UTSA's in a good conference.
Right. I'm not saying they're going to the.
You
to
would
the
say
Pac-12.
another Texas school?
I would say UTEP, which is close to the other schools along that
Now,
bottom
UTEP
line.
is in so much trouble they might not have an athletic program coming up.
Well, then North Texas. There's all kinds of options out
Let
there.
me throw in another one.
Let me hear it.
TCU.
Ooh.
TCU's small enough to get out of the
Yeah,
Big
but they're
12.
not. They're not. They don't want to leave though because like at the Big 12, what the Big 12 is a winnable conference year in and year out.
You're in DFW. You get good travel.
Sure.
You can make the Pac-12 work. You're a small enough school.
Yeah.
Okay.
But TCU also being a DFW school controls the DFW pipeline in the Big 12.
Right. And so again, if Texas State are accepted, right, this would happen in the 26-27 school year. So don't get all excited and start taking your patches and putting Pac-12 on your uniforms yet. This is still in the making, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes about 72 hours to call boards, regents, everybody in the Texas system to make this happen. Trudy, is this a good idea for the Pac-12 to bring on Texas State, or is it better for Texas State to be part of the Pac-12?
I think they go. I think it's a good move.
It for scouting purposes, right? Because now I can recruit on the West Coast, right?
I think they'll take the invitation because remember, 15 years ago they're Division II.
True.
So they've grown a lot.
Let me throw out another team. Incarnate Word.
Oh,
but they're still Division II right now. They're eventually going to get to that point.
They're going to get there
because that football program has ballooned.
Yeah, it has.
And so I would have to imagine at some point in the next, let's say, 10 years, UTSA and Incarnate Word are both going to be Division I programs.
But also not to knock Texas State, but when I drive by your stadium, I drive by within 10 seconds.
It's a smaller.
It's a small,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you have Washington State, Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, Utah State, Fresno State, Oregon State. Cool. I think
All
if you
the
have
state schools.
state in your name, you're going to be part of the Pac-12. So we should be just Pac-State.
Pac-State.
Right? I mean, that's what we're looking at, right? There's a theme here. Somebody's got OCD in the Pac-12 commission, right? It's got to end with state. Arkansas State, Utah State.
Well, Utah State, yeah, Arkansas State. Are they Division I still? Or Division II?
Division II.
Well, because for a while there was like 100 programs. Now there's like 140 or something like that.
Well, why not look at UTSA? To the Pac-12.
Well, because UTSA right now actually has a good deal right now with the American.
They have a great deal. Don't get me wrong.
Athletically, they have one of the best overall athletic programs behind maybe Memphis.
But look at the stadium that UTSA plays in compared to Texas.
Yeah.
But with Project Marvel coming up, they're about to play an even bigger arena.
Right. So why not continue to grow into bigger conferences?
I'm not saying they should. I'm saying the Pac-12 shouldn't be their avenue. I think they're waiting for a conference, maybe the ACC or even the Big 12. Because
I would love for UTSA to be in the Big 12.
If the SEC continues to grow and they keep trying to like poach, they tried to poach Florida State a couple years ago. Remember that? They tried poaching Florida State. It didn't happen. I would not be surprised that if SEC adds 2 more teams and we see more 18-team conferences in the Big 10 and the Big 12. The Big 12, by the way, they've passed the ACC, right? That Big 12 is at least second, is at least third.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, at least in football.
I know I make fun of the Big 12, but absolutely.
So they're waiting for something like that.
So so Shane brings up a good topic. I'm going to put you on the spot because that's what I do on my show is I put people on the spot.
Yes, he does.
Would it be a good move for UTSA to join the Big 12 if it was ever offered to them?
Yes, why not? I mean, look how quick they've blown up. Look how quick they've been built. This great.
Let me stop you here because I want to hear your take on it. I'm the Big 12 commissioner. Your UTSA football convinced me that you want to be on the Big 12.
It's time. We put in our time. We put in right? Shane's kind of giving a little, I don't know.
So what my pitch would be something like this.
Sure.
The state of Texas already runs the Big 12 because there are 4 programs in that conference.
Okay.
Number 2, it has become a basketball powerhouse from the men's and women's team. The men's team is on the rise. The women's team controlled their conference last year. Baseball, Big 12 has been a good baseball conference. And on top of this, here's another caveat. What is played once a year, every year in San Antonio?
The Alamo Bowl.
No, the All-American Bowl.
This is true.
So they would have access. They would have firsthand
Mm-hmm.
access to those high school All-Americans who are still deciding between what schools they want to go to, right in the heart of San Antonio.
Okay. Trudy.
Okay.
Big 12, UTSA.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can come over here, Terry. You can.
All right, so here's the thing that UTSA needs to really realize. Thanks, Texas State, for giving me a little kickoff here. But that's all I want to
Nice
talk
pun.
about Texas State. I don't like Texas State. Never have. They should be called Southwest Texas.
Back in the day.
A lot of text messages.
I don't know if Bobcats fans really care.
Mm,
I feel like some do,
Um,
but like the ones that
like a
live
little
through the
kitty cat.
transition, between Southwest Texas and Texas State, are the ones that really care about that.
I would like to see the growth of UTSA. I'm not saying that we're not seeing that right now, right?
Yeah.
But to the San Antonio fan, to the San Antonio everyday fan that says, "Hey, hook 'em,"
Yeah, okay.
go support UTSA football.
Yeah, for
Go
sure.
fill the dome. Because here's the problem: UTSA is growing, right? You've got Jeff Traylor, you've got Lisa Campos, who's doing a excellent job.
Yes.
For UTSA. I mean, we almost saw UTSA in Omaha in baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I want to see growth. I want to see UTSA basketball get out of the combo.
Mm.
Okay. I want to see something change there. There's a lot of money that's going into UTSA.
They should go play in the Frost.
They should go play in the Frost because in a couple of years, the Spurs are going to move. We're going to have this empty dome down there. I know that we've paid for it. I know the city has paid for Frost Bank. And I know that the Peter Holtz and everything else says, what died for us because the fan experience for the San Antonio Spurs has died. We are last.
Yeah.
Do you know why? There's nothing to do outside the Frost Bank Center. And by the way, there's a certain mayor that failed on that. His name is Hardberger.
I'm not going to comment on.
No, I'm not going to. I mean, you have to get politics involved, right? Because that is a big thing.
It's part of what moves everything.
Right. Now, UTSA is one of those that could grow, right? The rodeo is always going to be at the Frost Bank Center, correct?
Yeah.
It's a great venue. They use both. They use the Freeman Coliseum, which
that's holding on.
they could have gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
But they didn't because of the rodeo, because of everything else like that. But, I do want to get into this. And I think it's a very hot topic. I know that we have a new mayor. Maybe she's listening. Maybe she's not, but maybe she will listen. But I want to get into it and how important it is for this city. If you want to grow, listen to me, because we'll talk about it next on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.
There, you're gonna buy it. Are we? They can hear me. Hi, I don't know who's watching, but it's probably us. It's probably just our phones watching ourselves.
Oh no, mine. So it's just he's actually even watching right now.
Okay.
Ask them if they want if they have any opinions.
Hey,
on
do y'all
the
have any opinions on the Project Marvel? Because I'm excited about it. I may not be here when it finishes being built, but
We're gonna go into Project Marvel here in the next couple weeks, and then SPs for that 45, 47.
John Wayne Service Company is bringing the summer's hottest.
I just think
Now's the time to upgrade and save big.
I love my city. I really do.
A new energy efficient AC
You don't-
system or choose 0% financing.
I get it.
for
Where are you
24
from?
months. Already
Here.
got a quote?
You're from
We
here.
offer
Oh.
if you want. When it comes to San Antonio's mentality, they are stuck on small town feel. They want, and I get where people want to
we're
be.
the seventh largest city.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't, because we're so spread out.
We're so spread out, and it's just it's very frustrating. That's why I'm always like, I love Dallas. I want to move back to Dallas, but I won't. At least not now.
Vaccines are safe and help your immune system.
I don't know.
I don't like Dallas.
A lot of people don't.
Mm-mm.
It's very busy. It's fast.
I don't like the highways.
And see, I'm used
If
to
you
it.
miss the highway, you're gonna end up in El Paso.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was one thing when I first moved there. I was like, holy moly.
Because we were going to Oklahoma one time. We were going to stop off at a barbecue place up there, and the exit was literally a U-turn.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
I'm going 60, and then here's the exit.
There's the exit. Yep. What do they call it? The 4-leaf clover thing.
Well, another demolishing the one that we have here. Well, both of them. The one at 35 and I-10.
God, I'm so over the construction. Sammy and I were going somewhere yesterday, and we were going through a place where it was like there was construction forever, and it was finally done. I'm like, well, this is one part of the city that's done completely.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to work on 410 by Starcrest now because they're putting up the concrete barriers now. So I think that's one of the ramps that's going to 35.
Hey, little thing, let me light your chemicals. So, mama, I'm sure all the hanging out of this around.
Welcome back into the Fanatics right here on Ticket 760. I am hard to handle because I come up with content in my head like I did during the break, right? Obviously, we're excited. Obviously, the Spurs are young. We're average age 24.2. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. The one thing that we kind of lack here in San Antonio, now born and raised. Trudy, you were born and raised here.
Yes, sir.
You went to that Lee High School. Is that what it's called? What is it called now? Victory or something like that?
Leadership
education.
Whatever is leadership spelled with 2 E's?
They eliminated my daughter's soccer team in the first round.
Why don't they just change it to Lee, like L-I, and after Jet Lee or something like that? That would be cool to go to Jet Lee High School.
Hey.
We are in.
It would be called the Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
I got it.
I know Shane was not born and raised here. I've been here since the days of 1980s-ish.
Yeah.
Not to age myself. I'm 50.
Well, you're 50 according to your daughters.
According to my daughters, I'm 50.
Yeah, I was born in Houston, but I grew up in Killeen. Do you know anything about Killeen?
Yeah.
You ask me that all the time. I do. We go up there and kick everybody's butt in soccer.
I don't care about clean.
I know nobody does.
Well,
so-
I mean, San Antonio Spurs, right?
Yeah. See, look at you getting me back on track. yeah.
That was a marvelous transition.
To Project Marvel. So obviously the big ticket. That was good. Look at you.
I got a couple.
I love you. I just said it again here.
I feel like with Tygon, I have to do all
Project
this
Marvel,
stuff.
right? Project Marvel is something that San Antonio was looking at.
I'm excited for
we
it.
were looking at it. Obviously, Ron Nierenberg, he served his time. What was it, 8 years?
8 years. Yeah.
Never challenged anyone to a push-up challenge again. Never. You should have seen my arms, Shane. I was stacked.
I can see that.
Not like you, though.
You're
but,
probably built like Gronk, I'm guessing.
San Antonio has welcomed in a new mayor, Gina Ortiz, which I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If she's listening right now, I do want her to come on the show. I do want to talk to her. There's a lot of hit or miss here with the San Antonio Spurs because
she doesn't. She for
not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Which I get, right? I'm San Antonio. I'm old school. I'm with the Chris Jules. I've been here, right? I love this city, but we've got to grow.
Got to modernize.
Have to grow.
We've got to grow.
Yep.
Okay. The San Antonio Spurs have built this wonderful practice facility called the Rock.
Yes.
Victory Capital or whatever it's called.
Which you were there a couple days ago.
I was there a couple days ago. It's a beautiful thing. They're also going to do watch parties once a month out there.
Fun.
That's
you know,
cool.
and it's one of those vibes, right? San Antonio is growing, right? But here's the problem with San Antonio. We put a seed in the middle of the city a long time ago. The problem is that the roots just kept growing out further and further apart, right? So we're so spread out. We're not that city that we should be. Now, over time, right, with the rebirth of the Pearl, because the Pearl just used to be a construction zone, with the rebirth of a couple sides of town near downtown and the rebirth of downtown in general, you've seen this city grow. And oh my goodness, we have a building that's nothing but glass, which was a restriction, by the way.
Oh,
did you know?
No.
Fun fact. San Antonio had a restriction that you could not have an all-glass building.
Why is that?
Bank. I don't know. You know, like that guy on TikTok that said, "Hey, listen." That's my random
Got
fact
it.
of the day.
They didn't want a glass building because you can't be a hypocrite in San Antonio because you can't throw stones in
Now,
glass houses.
I want to say this too because growing up in San Antonio,
Now that was lame.
I would always drive through Austin to go to Oklahoma for my summer vacations. Yes, I know.
Okay.
Now I've watched Austin grow for 40 years into something where I'm like, okay, I could hang out here.
Ask the people who were in Austin 20 years ago how they feel about it though.
Oh, it's fine. That's what I want to get to because the old people, we have to grow.
Yeah.
I love San Antonio. I love our roots, right? I love the fact of the matter is that you can't build a 6-story building so close to the Alamo because the sun will always set on the Alamo.
Love that.
That is a catchy thing. San Antonio is actually the #1 destination in Texas if you're from out of state. This is actually
For
where you want to
tourism,
go, believe it or not.
I can't believe that.
It's true.
Wow.
People don't want to go to Houston. People don't want to go to
They want
Dallas.
to come to
wanna
good
come
old San Antonio.
because we have a river walk.
A river walk.
And the
I'm
Alamo.
telling you
it's-
this.
San Antonio is a huge historic district that people
Yeah.
just want to come see.
Okay,
You-
well, I get it.
You don't have to understand that people want to come visit here.
Okay.
Okay. Now the problem is that when we built the Frostbank Center, the AT&T Center, whatever it was called, SBC Center originally, back in 2003, which by
That's
the way,
right.
when we did build it, we did win a championship that year.
Wow.
So when we built that, city leaders said, "Hey, we're going to rebuild the east side." I guess they forgot that part.
The east side is in the same construction as 35.
Oh.
City leadership failed. I'm going to say that on the radio. City leadership failed the city of San Antonio. They failed the east side to rebirth something that could have potential. They didn't do it. Frostbank is a ghost town after a game. And what happens? You lose money because nobody wants to hang out because they all want to go home. So now we want to build in downtown, right? Institute of Texan Cultures. How many times you go there as a kid?
Never.
Right? 0 to none. Maybe once. A field goal or field goal trip. A field trip, right? Or the whatever festival they had,
the
Folklife Festival.
Folklife, yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
never
they
went.
had in July. It's 120. No thanks.
Yeah.
So they had this empty building, right? You say, "Oh, okay, cool, blow it up." Now it's Project Marvel time.
Yep. They're doing what Dallas
Now
is
we have
doing.
leadership that doesn't
Finally.
really believe in this
Mhm.
because they're going to raise taxes. Guys, we say this all the time. Recently, my property taxes for my house have gone up.
You still live there.
I still live there.
And you pay it.
It's not a problem.
Right.
Where cost of living is going to go up, people.
Just like cost of everything.
But you don't think that they're going to put a city tax on this?
Yeah.
Or a city like what do they call it? The visitor tax or
The tourist
tax. Right? That's how we paid for the Alamo.
Yeah.
Ron Nierenberg was on this radio when he said, dude, that thing's paid for. Anything that comes there is complete straight cash for the city of San Antonio. Now, you've got backers that are going to back this up. You've got the Holtz who have come out. I know they've spoken to the good friend of the show, Don Harris, about they want this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great idea. It is great because you have the Alamo Dome. You have the Spurs Center. I'll call it the Spurs Center right now. And then you just have it all there. That's what San Francisco does. That's what New York has. That's what all these, and the potential of getting more. The potential of possibly getting an NHL team, the potential of getting an MLB team, because there is talks about getting a AAA stadium, but you have this and it's sexy.
Yep.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not build? And I'm going to call this first for everybody else. Why not build up Popovich Plaza before it takes off?
Oh.
What?
I hadn't heard that.
No, I just might count on the spot.
Okay, I like it.
No one really likes my names for stuff. I like Trudy because she likes everything I say.
I do.
Even though a lot of things I say are kind of stupid.
But maybe that's why, though.
You have never said anything stupid.
Well, I mean, until you disagree with me.
I only disagree with you to help you grow.
Whenever the only times you really disagree with me are when we talk about the Cowboys, but I'm you give me credit, I'm very much more realistic than a lot of other fans are about it.
But not to call you out because I'm going to call you out because off air you said you don't like the city of San Antonio.
I don't like the city of San Antonio. I don't like.
But it's not because of the people.
No,
folks.
it's
because they refuse
Is it
to
the
grow.
outlook?
It's the outlook of what they're not
Okay.
seeing. Like, come on, that was a little.
No,
bit
man, that's okay. I've heard that from people who live here. They don't like the way it's spread out too because it's not really consistent with what they have.
It's time for growth. It's time for growth. It's really like at what point do you why cap it? Why cap it?
Some people come here just for like SeaWorld and stuff like that, and that's way too far from downtown and all that.
It is. That's why.
Six Flags is what, 10, 15 miles or something like that from SeaWorld? They should be close together.
City leaders will tell you at the airport that they're equal.
Okay, but the airport is also smack dab in the middle of the city, which is
No, it's not. It's on the east side or north side.
Well, it's still in the city though. A lot of airports on the outskirts.
The problem, so again, I love the city. I grew up here, and I'm with you. The frustrating part is people don't want it to grow.
Right.
But yet, no, we don't want the Spurs to leave. We don't want everybody to leave. How are they not going to leave?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, if your kid plays club soccer or club basketball, do you pay it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evolution.
There you go. There you go.
Evolution is the
grocery store
ability
right now.
To get milk and eggs,
And there's a tax.
I'm paying for it.
You got to pay for it.
Right.
Evolution is the ability to adapt to change, and too many people are unable to evolve.
But have you ever heard? Because you used to do the whole roundup thing on me, right?
Yeah.
So if you round up, if you round up $1 a day, you round up $1 a day, you round up $1 a day, and I do it. That's what. That's 5 people.
Yeah.
Four. Hello. So we add another one because I need to.
Okay.
That's $5, and
Right.
we do that 4 times a day. That's 20.
The math is coming. Yeah.
And some of y'all are gonna go buy some beer today.
Right.
Some of y'all are gonna go buy some cigarettes today. Round up.
Yep.
Okay. That's what the city's asking. It's not like down payment. You're not building a house. It's not a custom home.
Yeah.
Why is this a bad idea to people? I really want to know.
Because when people hear the words taxes and stuff like that, they assume it's coming directly from them, not as opposed to like it's pennies for stuff here and there that they're being taxed on anyway.
This is why my city's struggling.
Yeah.
That should be a country.
When are you
song.
running for mayor?
Me? I want to.
Can pastors run for office?
I sure can. Preach from that pulpit. No, but I want to challenge each city leader that just took an oath. What was it, past week?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do better for our city. There's a reason why you're elected. There's a don't just
make change.
Don't lie to me. You know, we should have growth in this city. We should grow. We should
Seventh largest
compete
city.
against. Yes, we should compete against Dallas, Houston, Austin. We should grow. Yes, I love our history. I love it to death, but we can revamp it. We can make sure that it's still there. Don't let Project Marvel go to death. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask the new mayor, Gina Ortiz.
To
Come
be
on
on
the
the
show.
show.
Yeah, come on the show. Any council members, come on the show. Explain to me, explain to everybody that listens what this does for taxes. I get it. You want to protect us. But dude, we're already paying so much. I didn't even know I had like a subscription to freaking.
Isn't that the worst?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rocket Mortgage. That's not a free plug here, but honestly, they alerted me yesterday. Like, hey, you've been paying $9 for. Dude, we don't even know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good idea. So coming up next, we're gonna vote live for the ESPYs.
ESPYs.
That should be fun. That's all next on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.
Your health, weight loss.
Boom! That's your third base right there.
Coach headed to home there, Jerry. We got one come in to make that 5-3, I believe. Yes.
That was another.
Brad from Salvation Army, and guess what, you guys? He's bringing me a kettle. I'm so excited. Come on in, come on in, right in here. You guys, look at this.
But it's creeping up.
We were also.
This one was okay. Okay, I like it.
Oh, this is a golfer. What's his name? What's Ricky
I mean, hey.
I don't know the name of it right now, but I've got a couple in my playlist.
So when it said Chemical Romance, I'm like, is it Lady Gaga? I thought it was Lady Gaga. I'm an idiot. I don't know.
Maybe she took the name.
I
on that
mean,
one, so.
yeah, I don't know. You never know. But I don't know if I would know.
Gosh, I mean, look at all that good stuff. You guys, there's still time to come out. This is the first drop right now. Let's move over here. It's the first drop starting just barely at 12:10. So, I mean, there's still time to come to the door. It's 2,000 pounds.
What we do, because it is customized, the customization piece comes from obviously the money. So for men, there's 35 different colors. Women, there's like 46.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Head to
it's
toe,
very thorough.
in and out, like my phone's ringing here, sorry. Yeah,
So that's one piece of the customization.
prior to like the red
carpet
the red
stuff,
carpet.
yeah.
I mean, would you love to be a host on the red carpet?
I would. I would be horrible at
No,
it.
you would
I
not.
don't know celebrities.
You
I
guys,
don't.
she's a former TV host.
Oh,
like,
I can
come on.
BS my way through something, but I don't know. That'd be extensive.
It's not bad.
to the Fanatics.
She is all I see. Come on, let's your boat with me. Diving slow Sunday.
Welcome back to the Fanatics right here on Ticket 760. I'm your host, Dylan Emery. You can find me on my socials. Just search my name. It's fine. My background check's cleared, I think.
You sure?
Yeah. Along with
That
Trudy
sounds
Stone
good.
and Shane Carter as we get you into your Sunday fun days. So yeah, obviously, like I said in the last segment, I'm going to email the people that I need to email because I think it is important for the city of San Antonio to grow. Please. Seventh largest city. I think we've been the seventh largest city now for 44 years of my life. I'm only 44. I'm not 50. Just letting you know, Shane.
I'm aware. I never called you old.
See, I remembered your name. That's a start. That is a start. So obviously this is the time of year where sports is
dead.
Fellow fighting and flag football championships.
Yeah, unless you're like a diehard baseball fan or you're someone trying to get really into the WNBA, it is kind of a gap, a gap era, which sucks because my birthday is right smack in the middle of it.
And so what I want to do in this segment is I want us to vote live for the ESPYs. Now, did you know this show got nominated for an ESPY?
Really?
I can say that on the radio. We did.
Awesome.
So I'm going to win an ESPY.
There you go.
I'm already going to do that. No, so we're going to do some of these categories. Some of them I will skip because I'm just like, okay, really?
Okay.
But I want to start, and I'm going to go. So if you're in the room, we're going to go from Trudy to Shane to me.
Right.
Right. And then the overall decision, well, it'll be me.
Yeah.
So I want to start with Best Athlete, Men's Sports.
Yep.
Here are your nominees. Shaquan Barkley, Josh Allen, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, or Seho Otani. Trudy.
I go with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Well, what's his name? Shea Giggles.
No. You have to say it because they made me say it during the Spurs.
Gilgis?
Shea
Gilgis.
Gilgeous.
You could just say SGA.
Yeah.
SGA.
SGA equals MVP. Okay.
I'm gonna go with SGA.
I'm going Shohei. He broke the record for 50 home runs and 50 RBIs in one season en route to a championship, an actual championship, not a bubble championship. That little 60-game championship they won back in 2020. All of those ones don't count, by the way. Shohei Otani.
I'm gonna go with Otani as well, just because you know why? He says hello to every umpire, every game.
Okay.
He's a good sports guy, and
I
don't
like him.
And here you go, Shane. Right? I don't like the Eagles.
We
They
don't
don't
like
deserve
the
to
Eagles.
win anything.
I mean, no one. The Eagles have become like that
Bunch
team
of
that
tush
everyone.
pushers.
Yeah, the Eagles have kind of taken the place of the Cowboys of that fans that every other fans doesn't like. People kind of pity the Cowboys at this point, which is kind of worse.
All right.
My poor Cowboys.
You're what?
My poor
She's a
Cowboys.
Cowboys fan too.
I've got a tattoo. I've got a star on my foot.
No, you don't.
I do.
No.
That's not good. That means nothing on the radio.
Wow.
I guess Dylan's got a tribal tat on his neck, and it wouldn't mean anything.
I do actually. It's for Choctaw Nation.
Choctaw.
I'm kidding. All right, so here we go. Best record-breaking performance. Ovechkin for getting the NHL all-time goals leader. That's
Ovi.
a big one. Kevin Durant, the U.S. Olympic basketball all-time scorer. Now, I probably would have voted for him last week before he was a Rocket. Caitlin Clark, WNBA single game assist leader, single season assist leader. And then Coach Gino out of UConn for being the basketball all-time wins leader. That's men's and women's.
Yeah, he passed Pat. Did he pass? Was it Pat, right? Pat Summit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh. I have to go with Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
She's my girl.
I think so. The only one of those records that I thought was unbreakable was Gretzky's all-time goals record. So I'm going Alex O.
Ovi.
You're in my brain today. I was, like I told you, I was going to go with Kevin Durant. But I'm actually going to go with Coach Gino.
You going Gino?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's a dying breed. The reason for that being is because soon coaches will only last for about 5 or 6 years, and they move on. So
you can make the argument, men's or women's, regardless. He's the greatest college sports coach of all time.
Here's a good one. I like this one.
Okay.
Here we go. Best championship performance. Rory McIlroy for the Masters tournament.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman with the "It's Out of Here" World Series performance. Steph Curry. Simone Biles for her Olympic gymnastics all-around. Now, Steph Curry's in there for Olympic basketball. Okay, keep in mind, folks, not to put any rules here. He's played one time.
Yeah. I'm Freddie Freeman.
I think it's his performance, though, in the gold medal game.
You were Freddie Freeman for calling a shot?
Yeah.
I'm surprised with that, Trudy.
Sorry.
You being the golfer that you are.
I know, but
What do you have against Rory?
Nothing.
So I'm not
Ricky
going to go.
Fowler.
I'm not going to go Freddie because that was a one-time moment. I'm not going to go Steph because he's had better moments. I'm not going to go Rory just because he had the best. You could argue he had the best comeback because he was down early. Remember that he had the best comeback. Simone Biles is the closest thing we have to Kim Possible / Black Widow / like any sort of like real flying.
Kim Possible.
Yeah, she flies. No, they timed her from the time that she leaves the air of the ground to the time that she lands again when she has like those like high spinning kicks. It's almost 2 seconds. She flies. Simone Biles, a Texas queen, by the way.
Yes,
Simone
she is.
Biles.
I'm actually going with Rory McIlroy. And the reason for that being is it was the Masters.
What's he done since then, though? Also, why did they Masters like right in the middle of the whatever?
It's because
I never understood that.
It's the Masters.
Is that your golf voice?
Yes, it is. He's got it. I mean,
I have a Happy Gilmore golf voice. So
Happy Gilmore.
By the way, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I haven't
watched
seen the
that
second
today. So, best play. You ready? Tyrese Halliburton drills the winning shot in game one
Ooh,
of the NBA Finals. Barkley's backwards hurdle, which is now on the cover of the NFL 26 covers.
Okay.
Sabrina
Ionescu,
3-point shot, clinches game 3 win in the WNBA Finals.
Right.
Let us not forget Trinity Rodman, daughter of Dennis Rodman's overtime goal that sends the United States women's national team to the Olympic semifinals.
Wait, who did you say the second one was?
Barkley's
Saquon
backwards hurdle.
That one.
The butt hurdle.
That one.
See, I'm
The tush push butt hurdle.
I'm very much torn on this one just because I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Sabrina and Tyrese's plays kind of cancel each other out because they're similar in that way. They're both clutch, and which led to a championship. Even though Sabrina ended up winning the championship, by the way, that's what gives her kind of the edge. Saquon, even though his game was it wasn't the Super Bowl, that hurdle that was a regular season game. That became the play of the year in the NFL, and it's become pretty much like his silhouette essentially. That's like the Heisman pose like was.
You know how many people are going to try to do that?
I mean, everybody's going to try and do
Right?
that. And unfortunately, I forgot that the women's soccer team. So I'm going with Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with the soccer team because unfortunately people forget that,
Well, that's why
Trinity
she's right because
Rodman-
people forgot about that.
Trinity Rodman is Dennis Rodman's daughter.
Yes.
But don't ever ask her.
Is this the daughter that?
Oh,
that's,
she's not. She's not a. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
She doesn't want anything.
Yeah.
And then last one here before we go into
Dennis
the break.
Rodman is her relative.
Your best team of 2025.
Okay.
God, I'm in
University of Connecticut's women's basketball. Hey, how about this? The United States women's national soccer team. Let me give you some hints and some educations. Take notes. Don't vote for them. They are struggling. I'll be honest with you. How about this one? I've done a lot of research on this one. The UNC women's lacrosse team, Philadelphia Eagles, Ohio State football, the New York Liberty, your Los Angeles Dodgers or New York Yankees, whichever day you're picking there, Trudy. The Florida Panthers, keep them in mind, and your Oklahoma City Thunder.
Because I would get in so much trouble, I'm going to go against what I really want to say. But do you want to hear it anyway?
Yeah, I do. That's what we're here for.
I'm going to get. I
can't wait.
Oh, the Eagles.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Rick.
Rick is coming after
Well, yeah,
you.
he is.
I'm gonna go with the team that was an underdog their first two games in the playoffs before they eventually got to where they needed to go, and that's the Ohio State Buckeyes. They were not supposed to beat Tennessee.
That was my guy.
They were not supposed to beat Oregon. They were supposed to beat Texas, but Texas had them on the ropes a little bit, and then they won the championship against Notre Dame. Ohio State had the hardest hurdle theoretically amongst the other championship contenders, the championship winners.
I don't like their mascot.
The Acorn?
Yeah.
Brutus? He's iconic.
I know.
He's terrible. I hate him too. I don't like him.
He's a life-size bobblehead.
I know.
I know he is. It just I feel like I would bother him the whole time. Worst mascot ever.
He would give you a smile no matter what.
I want to go. Somebody correct me here if I'm wrong, but the Florida Panthers have not won one, but they've won two back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Yes,
Correct?
they have.
Why are we saying it's the Florida Panthers?
Oh.
People say I don't talk about NHL and follow it. Huh?
There you go.
Huh?
Well, that depends on your mindset. My mindset was like who had the hardest route to the championship. Your
Florida
mindset is on who had the most dominating performance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What I look for in a team, especially best team, because they weren't in it last year. The best team is, dude, you just did it again.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't see that in this day of age with people moving with money, contracts, everything else like that. So we don't see that. So the Florida Panthers to be able to go through the NHL and do it not once but twice.
That's a good point.
Is a pretty good thing. I would follow it with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Then I would go with University of Connecticut women's basketball.
Okay, just because.
Yeah, and I just don't like everybody else. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So coming up next, it's our last segment right here on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.
This whole
I
surviving
hate
life
when I do
really
that.
is
Commented.
pretty tough.
What did he say?
Some
I'm in
people
trouble.
use their
Oh, he's so
favorite,
mad.
Others use their friends. And some
He did the
just
3
fight
question
their way
marks and
through
an
it.
angry
Whatever
face.
season of life you're in right now,
Because you
this
said the
podcast
Eagles.
I
is for
know.
you.
But that
You
I
folded.
I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna give it to them.
Take this personally. I'm working
I'm
on
gonna
my
do this last
friends
segment for
and
next. It's
mentors
only gonna be like a
to cover
2.5-minute
variety of
segment.
That's fine.
So y'all can do those little pillow talk, whatever the hell it was.
crazy world.
Pause.
Nicole, the neuroscientist, will help us understand why we are the way we are. Our
Okay, Rick, can you hear me?
brain, our
If you are
emotional
listening,
brain.
I owe you a bar tab. Okay, I'll take care of it. I know the Cowboys fans are gonna
Wow.
hate me.
Yeah. You said that.
I did. But Rick, I was really talking about Jackie and Shadow. But I really do think they're gonna get it. I feel like they're gonna get it. But Rory probably has a good shot too.
No, you hate golf. That's what I got.
You didn't say he got his first grand
His
slam.
Grand Slam.
Because that completed it, right?
Yeah.
Trudy.
I know.
What are we
Their
gonna
true
do?
colors come out.
A little bit.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, just leave it for the last couple. Bar tab for the rest of the year. I might have to do that. I bet he's sitting at one right now.
What time is it?
11:50.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. You can always go back and watch this on YouTube. And don't forget to follow Demery at Demery80, right? Is that what it is?
Demery80.
We'll put all that up here on our website that's being worked on.
Yes. I probably wouldn't get a credit card after.
No, yeah, for sure. No, this has been so much fun. I love it. Dylan was so kind to ask me to be a guest co-host. So I may or may not make it back due to the
I don't know, due to the Cowboy hate.
due to the Eagles comment. Yeah. My poor Cowboys again.
Are we coming back at what, 52, you think? 53:20, got it. Thank you.
Did I get everybody on here?
I think so.
Okay. I know, yeah, this is a weird little setup here for us. It's very different. Well, not very, but I can't read comments right now because but yeah, Sandoval's here. Shane's back in TV world back there. That's so cool. And Dylan's doing emails.
Things. Paying taxes so we can get Project
so
Marvel.
we can get Project Marvel. Don't worry, he's got it taken care of for you. Ay, ay, ay. You can mute if you want.
Not that one. Welcome back into the Fanatics last segment before we kick you off for the Sunday fun days, and that makes sure that you do the yard, you do all this, you take a nap, you make sure that you do the LeBron James signing an extension and do all of that as we covered that. Of course, you can catch this podcast later because Shane will be busy uploading it into the Iheart Radio app, which is free. So make sure you download it there. I always go back and listen to it to the playback, and I realize, yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am a squirrel. Our special thanks to Trudy Stone, who stopped by the studios today. I think we convinced her to be a Spur fan or something like that. I'm sure we will work together more and more as we go through the season.
Love it. Yeah. You know
There
what?
you go.
Let's go with that.
I
Look,
do like that.
next time I'll wear a Spurs hat.
There we go. See, or a Dodgers hat or a Yankees hat. We don't know.
Exactly.
But I want to end it with this because I didn't really touch this because I didn't want to touch it. But ex-Ravens place kicker Tucker has been placed on a 10-week suspension.
Justin Tucker?
Here's my problem with this guy. Retire.
Go away.
You screwed up. You're not worth it. You're a faded out kicker from the University of Texas. You had your shots. You used to play the guitar and make 55-yard, 60-yard field goals. You screwed up. If I'm a general manager in the NFL, please do not sign this man. We have no idea what he's done. The record is still dirty. The water is dirty. He's a waste. And I know Texas fans, you hate for me to say this, but he wasted his career. He will not be known as a legendary great kicker. He will be known as a joke. I want his name to go away.
Who would want him on the team?
I don't know. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
I see Jerry Jones signing somebody.
Did-
So it's just a terrible thing. And again, he has to sign with the team and serve the 10-game suspension.
Oh, so then if nobody signs him.
Yep. Well, we'll see. But again, we'll do it all next week. July 4th coming up. Be safe. We'll see you back here next Sunday on the Fanatics on Ticket 760.